The Christmas season. It puts us in the mood for cozying up around the fireplace, snow falling outside, sitting around the TV, and of course,
Hey! Merry Christmas!
watching Die Hard.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
Down to the coast, we get together, have a few laughs.
do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother...
The hot debate that comes around every year, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I think so, yes. But in order to fully establish this idea, we need to define what a Christmas movie is. So, what is a Christmas movie? The first key element is that Christmas is essential to the plot. If it was written out, the plot wouldn't work. So a perfect example of this would be the Polar Express, which revolves around a magical train that takes children to the North Pole on Christmas Eve. Without Christmas, there is no need for the train to exist. One of the main arguments for why Die Hard is not a Christmas movie comes from this point. That John McClane could be flying to LA at another time, and that also the terrorist plan could be done at another part of the year. Firstly, that's just wrong, as it neglects the Christmas spirit and themes of the film, as John McClane is visiting LA to see his wife and kids during the holiday, but I'll go more into that later. What I want to focus on is the terrorist plan. I'll do a quick recap.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hans Gruber and the boys storm Nakatomi Plaza on Christmas Eve during the company's office party. They seize control of the building, take the office party as hostage, and begin their daring heist. Now, why is Christmas important to this plan? Well, the office party means that all the top-level Nakatomi executives are present, making it easier to gather them and use them as leverage.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Due to it being Christmas Eve, people are focusing on their own holidays, meaning security is lax,
The party. They're the only ones left in the building.
making it easier to access the party and seize control of the building. Law enforcement are distracted with their own situations or pranks,
Attention, whoever you are, this channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
No fucking shit, lady! Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
therefore giving the perfect window of opportunity for Hans Gruber to enact his plan. Also, all good Christmas movies have a greedy villain. Ebenezer Scrooge, The Grinch, Harry and Marv. They juxtapose the holiday spirit with their monetary motivations, brutality, and lack of empathy. And Hans Gruber is a definitive Christmas villain. We find out early in the film he has no political motivations and is only there to rob the plaza.
Because I am interested in the $640 million in negotiable bearer bonds that you have locked in your vault.
In the process, he's going out of his way to ruin all joyful things we associate with Christmas, such as family, togetherness, and, well, being alive. Yet the only thing that Gruber neglects to plan for is the effect the holiday spirit can have on one New York police officer.
Lady sees you, you run into each other's arms, the music comes up, and you live happily ever after, right?
I can live with that.
A large theme of Christmas films is redemption and family. Quite often, the protagonist learns throughout the film the importance of the immaterial things that they already have, the family and friends they have in their life, the virtue of selflessness, and the appreciation of others.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
The most famous examples of this would be George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life, or Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol. Both have life-changing experiences on Christmas Eve, in which they learn to appreciate the importance of selfless acts, family, and friends. Sound familiar? In Die Hard, John McClane lands into LAX on Christmas Eve to spend the holiday with his family. In the beginning, McClane is alienated from his wife and family, and through no fault of his own. He's a classic Christmas grump, and kind of a dick about it.
So you divorced?
Just drive the car, man.
He immediately picks a fight with his wife upon arrival.
I guess you didn't miss my name, though, huh? Except maybe when you're signing checks.
But as the film progresses, he learns the importance of her and his family, and does a classic Christmas transformation. In a conversation with his man on the ground, Al, he comes to the realization of his ways and apologizes.
She's heard me saying I love you 1,000 times. She never heard me say I'm sorry.
Through the selfless act of solely taking on Hans Gruber's gang of thugs, he finds and confronts Gruber. And reunites with his wife, hinting at a better marriage.
How did you know?
Holly McClane.
The film ends with materialistic bearer bonds Gruber was trying to steal, falling from the sky like snow. McClane and Holly are reunited for the holiday, and they drive home to their family. It's finally Christmas.
Hey, gotta work. You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
This is very important to any true Christmas film. Can we see, hear, and feel Christmas?
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God!
This doesn't have to be Santa Claus, reindeer, or sleighs, but it has to have the classic Christmas symbolism. It's a Wonderful Life has the snow, Love Actually has the songs, and Deck the Halls has the decorations. Die Hard? Well, it has it all. Let's first focus on the visual. Can we see Christmas motifs throughout the film? Yes, they practically litter every frame, with Christmas trees, posters, decorations, and more throughout the film.
Gentlemen!
Attention, whoever you are.
There's even a pregnant woman on Christmas Eve. Oh, and of course,
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
the way the film is shot evokes the colours of Christmas, with the explosion at the end causing Nakatomi Plaza to be bathed in reds with flashing white lights, like a Christmas tree. And John McTiernan's use of lens flares brings that almost joyful and magical element that features in so many holiday classics. All of this is expanded upon in what we hear, apart from many characters talking about Christmas.
Harry, it's Christmas Eve. Families, stockings, chestnuts.
Or even saying Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
The Christmas joy comes from the music. Christmas in Hollis, Ode to Joy, and Let It Snow all feature throughout the film, with Ode to Joy being a significant part of the score, going from ominous to joyful.
Merry Christmas.
Composer Michael Kamen even incorporates sleigh bells into the score. Yet despite all of this, people still contest that Die Hard is still not a Christmas movie. Now, let's look at some of the arguments that claim Die Hard isn't a Christmas film, shall we? I'm just going to list them off. Die Hard was released as a summer blockbuster in July, suggesting that it had no intention of being a Christmas film, and the marketing also did this. But Christmas classic Miracle on 34th Street was also released in the summer, and was marketed as a rom-com with no ounce of Christmas in it. It doesn't feature any classic Christmas characters. This can be countered with many classics such as Home Alone or Love Actually. People say that the themes are too dark, yet Christmas classic It's a Wonderful Life focuses on a man in complete despair. His business is on the verge of collapsing, he starts a fight at a bar, and at one point he tries to kill himself. Another argument against it is that it's too action heavy or brutal. Okay, well, maybe. The plot does focus on a person who is trapped alone in a building and has to fend off against multiple thieves with traps and explosives in order to stop their plan and reunite with his family. That's a fair point. Oh wait, I actually just described the plot of Home Alone, and that's a Christmas classic. And in terms of brutality, sure, in Home Alone there's no blood, but these are life-affecting injuries here. if we're gonna go with the action argument, works better for Die Hard 2, which is just an action film set at Christmas time. And last but not least, Bruce Willis said this:
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie!
But the writers, directors, and Reginald VelJohnson said this:
Die Hard became a Christmas movie.
Oh, it's absolutely a Christmas film.
We have to know, would you say Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is.
Ah, you heard it
Oh,
here.
the weather outside is frightful.
I feel that the main argument against Die Hard being a Christmas movie is that it's an action film set at Christmas, but I think it's more than that. Throughout the entire story, Christmas is interwoven throughout, via themes, music, and symbolism. I think it's unfair to class it in the same frame as films like Batman Returns, Eyes Wide Shut, or Gremlins, whose stories are around Christmas time, but the holiday itself isn't necessary to the plot. I've laid out all the evidence and my opinions on why John McTiernan's action classic is a Christmas story, but I'll make one final point. I think that the fact that the debate itself appears every year is proof in itself. No one debates that Lethal Weapon or Edward Scissorhands are Christmas movies. The debate itself suggests to me that there is a large enough audience that ritualistically watch Die Hard every Christmas to warrant it to be a Christmas film. Just one that people don't like to admit is. If you don't think it is, that's fine, watch something else. And if you haven't seen Die Hard, give it a go. It's not only one of my favourite Christmas films, but also one of the best action films of all time. Anyway, this is what I do between jobs. Consider subscribing, really helps me out, and thank you very much for watching.
I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back.
Yippee-ki-yay.